Hello. We are live. Hello, everyone. We are back. We are back for some amazing entertainment here. We are set in more current days in our strange generations. So buckle in, everyone. Make sure and catch up on all of these. If you haven't caught up on them, shame, shame, shame. But you still can. It's very available. If you want to go to our website, it'll get you links there. But if you just go to YouTube /time to tabletop, or if you go to twitch.tv /time to tabletop, we have these in nice little collections of the series that we put on. And this one is right there in front. So take a peek at it if you need to catch up. If you don't need to catch up, let's get into the rest of the story then. So I'm going to give this all over to Michael at this point.
All right. Hello and welcome to Strange Generations, a nightmarish journey through the shadows of America, one generation at a time. This generation is our generation. March 2020. This is episode 2 of our 2020 arc, our final arc. We have make sure the camera gets not the digital background. One episode left after this. This is the penultimate episode of Strange Generations. So super excited. I mean, we'll talk about it next week when we do our the series finale, but this has been a really great journey. And like I can't think of a game I've done. I mean, I've done like a few different shows here, but I can't really think of one where I've had like the same core four all the way through. And it means a lot, and it's really cool to like have us go all the way from the past up to the near past, which is what we'll be doing today. So episode 2 of our 2020 arc, this one entitled Essential Workers. We'll go ahead and meet some of these characters, some from previous arcs, some who are joining us just this time for 2020. And let me know who you are playing, and how your character is feeling after the strange events, the haunted house, the cults, the gun-toting militia, all the strange things that were encountered in our last episode. Let's start with Nick.
Well, starting off interesting. So, I'm Nick. I'm playing James Thompson, one of the essential workers, the firefighter, former football star, I guess, kind of, sort of. But right now he's sort of thinking like, wow, this is one of the most ridiculous things I've had to deal with, but also, what is with these kids and why are they acting like they're kind of stupid?
Yeah, kids these days. Am I right?
Right.
Well, speaking of that, let's go ahead and meet our next player, Kat.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm way older than the character I'm playing, but that's okay. Make believe. My character is Moxie Pilot Cordero. Super genius, computer whiz, whatever. Gamer. Follow me on Moxie Pilot 06 on every damn thing. Let's see. What am I doing? Oh, Dip. I found a book. It's called Der Teufel's Book, and I'm pretty sure it makes me a witch now. So if you want to join my coven, hit me up. Hashtag Moxie Coven. I'm looking for 12 other young and promising witches. We're gonna destroy the patriarchy. I'm gonna show you how. So, yeah, that's my life. Back to you.
Always good to have some witches on the team. Also good to have on the team is someone with medical knowledge. Played today by Dallas.
Hey, playing Donovan, and happy to be doing so. not too far off his actual age. Donovan's Donovan's doing pretty well for himself in his older years. Thanks to some hard work, some good advice, following the dream, and then something really good to fall back on. But man, is he pushed to the limit. This current situation of the country alone has pushed him beyond anything that he, or I think most people would ever, consider. And tired, stressed out. Then the events of last episode were awesome, but hell on him. So going to Barrow House, the events with the book, all super crazy, but he's doing his best to stick with it.
Definitely. All right. And then rounding us out, very happy to have him here as well as everybody else, of course. It is Marvin.
So, hey, I'm Marvin, and I'm going to be playing 20-year-old stage magician and somewhat real magician Solomon Brimson, who's using this whole adventure as an opportunity to test something he asked his father a while ago. Does magic deserve to be used or merely safeguarded? Solomon's of the opinion that, hey, it's there, I can control it, it can be used to better everyone else around me and myself, but let's not get into that. So why shouldn't it be used? So he's going to try and prove that theory and make sure his father sees that Solomon does know what he's doing. And also, get some benefits on the side. Magic and everything. It's going to improve life.
Interesting. I love how some of our younger characters are using the forbidden magic instead of just keeping it forbidden. We'll have to see how that works out for them.
Yeah, nobody tells me what I can and can't do. That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
That's probably because I was raised with. It's probably because I was raised without like any boundaries. To be fair, but my dad didn't want to be the man.
All right, so here's a quick intro recap, and then we'll jump right in. All right, March 2020, a cruel spring of plague, misery, and poverty. Mass graves in New York, food lines stretching for blocks, businesses tumbling like dominoes, swept handily into the pockets of the ultra-rich. A time for an evil god to rise. Abraxas, lurking in his tempest at the edge of the universe, biding his time, and now ready to be ushered into this dimension by a true embodiment of the era. A charismatic cult leader named Kyle Candle, who said all the right things to gain money and power, and then turned his followers into an empire of domination and pain. Candle faked his death and went underground, but someone caught wind of his schemes. Superpowered PI Judith Cordero. Except Judith disappeared and only had time to ask some of her friends for help in stopping Candle for good. James Thompson, a loyal firefighter. Dr. Donovan Tran, a surgeon and martial arts aficionado. Moxie Pilot Cordero, a Zoomer, streamer, and child genius. Solomon Brimson, college student and amateur wizard. They're from separate generations, but they'll need to get along and work together if they want any of us to leave 2020 alive. So, in our very last episode, you guys visited Barrow House. Terrifying haunted house, but you got what you came for. Der Teufels book, this mysterious ancient tome of strange rituals and magic. But while you did find renowned streamer Fishboy Plays hanging out, as well as Kyle Candle and his hired goons, this far-right militia known as the Patriot Paladins, you didn't find Judith Cordero. But then on the way out, you guys got a text from Judith, or actually, I think Moxie did, because she would have Judith's number. A text from Judith with an address. an address in New Hookton, which is, I mean, not so far from Massachusetts, down in Philadelphia, down in the Pennsylvania area. So it's pretty late, but you guys can probably make a drive, or I can be spending a night in a motel. So after you get this address, but nothing else, and then any other responses are just met with dead silence. What do you guys do?
Yeah, I guess we gotta drive back through freaking Connecticut.
Oh, Lord. I try to avoid Connecticut on a good day. Well, if we have to, we have to, right?
Could stop by New Haven, and get some like clam pizza because that's a normal thing to get.
Clam pizza?
Pizza just sounds fine, but I bet you could navigate the best route possible.
No, I'm on it. Just navigating a route. I can roll for it if you want, but that seems kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I think you can figure it out.
Um,
All right, so you cruise on through the night and head over to New Hookton in Pennsylvania. Big city, but of course, right now it's like totally silent. The quarantine's in effect. You got some people like maybe doing a little bit of a walk, maybe going to the park. It's right now like probably pretty early morning, so just get some like early morning joggers. But yeah, kind of eerily deserted, just like so many other places around the country and the world. And the address takes you through some, kind of downtown areas, and then sort of a little sheltered corner. You arrive at the museum, the Barrow Museum of Unnatural History. It's got
I'm getting a theme here about these barrows. I'm gonna look them up. You know what I mean? See
Yeah,
what they're
that's-
about.
That's a really good point. Unnatural was basically the theme of their basement, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
I rolled a 16 to figure out what information I can find online about the barrows.
So,
All right. You definitely find their Wikipedia entries and even go a bit deeper than that. You get some like Desdemona Barrow, like the history.com article about her, and some more like, obscure occult resources describing that aspect of her life. So while you guys are parked outside,
This Desdemona Barrow lady looks like she was the HBIC, yo.
What?
Head
Is
bitch in
any-
charge.
Gotcha.
sounds pretty close to BMIC, but gotcha.
Right.
What's BMIC?
I have no idea.
Big man in charge is usually what.
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
So it's the term older people use. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, kid.
No wonder I didn't hear it. I mean, no offense, Donovan. It's just,
No, it's okay. If you're at college, it's the BMOC, the BWOC.
No, that one. Big man on campus.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway,
So-
yeah.
while you guys are talking about acronyms, it's pretty quiet outside, but then a single figure emerges from the morning mist, comes kind of limping down the block. He's got a cane, definitely a bit in the in the older side, probably like later middle aged, or no, just on the older age. He's wearing like a trench, kind of an old fashioned 70s era trench coat. Has like a flat cap, like pulled down to shade his add some not shade, but shade keep some warmth on his head. Has big old man glasses, and he arrives over by the door and then like kind of stops there and looks over it. Oh, you guys out of your car? Or are you just kind of waiting inside?
I would say James is sort of like near the car, but sort of like as he's seeing this guy and like thinking like this guy is strange and all these experiences, like I'm just gonna look like as big as possible to like deter any sort of like possibility of violence.
All right, so the old man heads over to you. He kind of looks at you, over the tops of his bifocals, and is like, "Oh, big guy, eh?
Try to be.
Yeah,
Can
let
I
me
help
tell you
you?
something. I dealt with some big guys now and then. You put a bullet in the right place, they always go down."
That is true. That is true.
I'm just messing with you. My name is Carl Harris.
Carl Harris.
Yeah.
Moxie,
What can we do
goes,
for you?
Carl.
Can I
Huh?
do for you, Carl?
You got
Where's
a
your sheriff's hat, Carl?
That doesn't
I'm-
make any
what?
sense. There aren't even any zombies around.
Huh?
There could be. I'm looking for that in the book.
Look, I don't even understand.
Don't mind.
She's still in the car, by the way, but
Yeah.
she's got the window rolled down.
I am
Okay,
staying
I mean-
6 feet apart from everyone.
Oh, of course, you got
Smart.
social distance.
Smart.
Social, as the kids sometimes say.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Moxie's wearing one of those like cloth masks that like we all had to kind of do at the very beginning, like just like whatever the hell you could make one out of.
Yeah.
And it's like got all sharp teeth, like in a creepy
Ooh,
smile.
cool. Yeah, this guy's like appreciate it, given that I'm the age where, well, let's just say I kind of looking at the end anyway, and this COVID thing would just speed it up a little.
Yeah,
I
like
would-
what are you, like 44?
44 was a long time ago, Missy.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
like 46.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Well, that laugh. Well, look, you're not going to believe this, and I don't know if I believe it, but I was told to come here. This museum, I work as a docent sometimes. I was told here to come by a dream.
Dream, you say?
Yeah. An old friend came to me in a dream, told me I'd meet you here. I should let you in and help you.
Who was the old friend?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Was it Mother
Right.
Abigail? Were you in the cornfield?
I mean, you're telling us right now that
Oh,
you're supposed to.
wait, hold on. Was that a Twilight Zone reference?
Huh? It was the Stand.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Also a song by REM.
Also don't know. A little past my time. More of a Credence man myself. Motown like that. Anyway, why don't you guys follow me inside?
Okay, but I'm not gonna like it.
I will. This is a whole repository of occult knowledge. This is excellent. Might even get even more out of it than Dr. Maze's lab. Rest his soul. But anyways, let's move on.
Yeah,
Oh, it certainly is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Donovan.
no, I was just say let's check this place out. I'm curious as to what they have in here.
All right. So, Coral, Mr. Harris.
Oh,
Mr. Harris opens up and lets you guys inside. And you enter the Museum of Unnatural History. All around you, neat shelves and display cases show a strange history of the United States. Conspiracy and the occult, power and secrets, all cataloged with equal parts supposition and superstition. Blurry black and white images of the Victorian-era robber barons and the Society of Satyrs, next to a model of the horned Earl King. A towering statue of a seated animal-headed Egyptian god, which was once used in the rituals of Ordo Oculus. Photographs and first-person reports of MK Ultra, mixed with a mannequin reproduction of the Sunglasses Men spotted in New Hookton in the 50s. Audio accounts of the 70s era cult known as the Doves of Enlightenment and the bombing of their compound in the forest. Seeing it all is strange. This is your history. The events that have shaped you, even if you didn't know it. Walking towards the center, where a giant flying saucer replica sits in an atrium, You can feel the weight of history bearing down. So Harris is like, Harris is like, I don't know if you ever visited this place or went to some of the stranger corners of that internet on one of those computers. But let me tell you, I lived some of it. This is only part of the story, but it gives you some idea of how weird things can be.
This kind of reminds me of what happened when I was a teenager.
You're saying you've seen some of these or ideas up close?
Yeah, Donovan, doesn't
yeah.
some of this like remind you of when we were kids?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yeah, Carl, which part of this did you live through?
Yeah, that'd be the 70s business with the cults, the doves of enlightenment.
The 70s. Do you know someone called Jordan Mays by any chance?
Oh, of course. I know Jordan.
You
I
do?
went from seeing him on the TV to working with him, help deal with this cult.
Yeah. It's got an old lab that's like a smaller version of this. He left it to
Yeah.
my dad to take care of.
Interesting.
Small world.
Yeah. Well, that's how these things happen. He was telling me that he was actually helped out by his granduncle back in the 50s over in that section. Some business with breaking into an since discontinued military base. My friend that I saw in the dream, yeah, man, I know how weird it sounds. He was there too, apparently.
But who's your friend? Don't leave us in suspense, Carl.
Yeah, he points ahead over towards the flying saucer, and he's like, "They said they'd reveal themselves at the right time, but you got to go take a peek in that saucer replica there."
Mm.
First strange kids with powers and now UFOs. Interesting.
It's all connected, man. Something that I learned. This weirdness, it takes different forms in different ages. You know, weird demons and monsters back in like the 1890s, controlled by evil rich people. Then you get your men in black flying saucers in the 50s, masked killers in the 80s. And now, who knows what it is? This something to do with this disease, cults, conspiracies. Always takes a different form. Mm-hmm.
We saw a thing down in the basement where it's like face was just teeth.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
I
pretty
think-
good effect.
It's actually
I think
true. Nothing should have a mandible that size, nor that many rows of teeth. It's just not possible to really. Never mind.
Wait, so I'm guessing the Barrow House is mentioned in like a display on this in this thing
Oh
in
yeah.
this place. Yeah, we went to
back
that
in like
place.
the 1890 section.
Yeah, we went to that place. Like it was old and run down, but there was like a, for lack of a better term, a ghost of the owner of that place.
You don't say.
Yep.
Well, when you get to be my age, seeing the things I've seen, the capacity for surprise always eludes you.
And you
But
can see
even as
almost
he's
anything on the internet. You'd be surprised the amount that I've seen at my age.
yeah, I don't doubt it. And as he's saying this, some other unfortunate things happen.
Uh-oh.
You hear, was that Solomon?
I'm like, uh-oh. And you
Yeah.
just sense something's bad's gonna happen.
You
Feeling
hear,
about this.
you hear the squeak of burning rubber outside. You can peer through this. The Museum of Natural History is like a long hallway. You can look outside and you see a bunch of like Hummers, SUVs, maybe like 2 or 3 of these expensive looking vehicles roll into a halt over at the curb. And then the Patriot Paladins, those militia, those gun-toting militia goons in their sort of pseudo uniform of like fake medieval armor and helmets come bounding out. One of them, their leader, Ronnie Molt, now with a big bandage covering his ear that a certain thrown axe hacked off, leading them.
Is he also the guy that I made his feet grow into the ground, or is that a different guy?
No, it was this dude. You made his feet grow into the ground, and then James threw an axe that took his ear off. So, as you can imagine, he's not in the best of moods.
Oh, it's this clown again.
Can I?
He's like pointing towards. Oh, go ahead, Moxley.
Can I ask some questions about what she might have found in the book at this point?
Yeah, is there any like particular spell that you kind of had in mind? If not, I can think of something.
I think one that she might be really interested in is if there's any way of making herself like invisible.
Oh yeah, I would say so.
Cool.
Definitely an invisibility one, but you will have to roll to say the magic words.
Oh yeah, whatever. If I can do it now, I will. But I kind of feel like that's when interrupted the cutscene.
Okay. So Molten's making some tactical hand gestures very badly towards the hallway, and the first advanced scouts of the Patriot Paladins start tactically approaching your position through this museum.
All right. I'm going to try to turn invisible now. Yeah, that is a 14. And if I figured it out through computer usage as well, then it's a 17. Because she has been using the computer to help herself.
Yeah, because you use the computer, it's a 17, I would say. Using running a Google Translate on the weird Latin in there.
Yep.
Okay.
She's also been uploading a lot of this book online. I'm not even going to pretend she isn't. She's that level of irresponsible.
Wow.
Yes,
right,
let the magic get out.
I want to say a 17 successfully, what's the word? Invisibilizes? Yeah. Sure. Turns you invisible.
She goes, oh, dip. She's just going to hide somewhere in here because screw these guys. She's pretty sure they're looking for the book. And now the book and her are both invisible, so they can, suck the left one.
All right. So Carl Harris says, look, my friend, they're not the most punctual of beings, but they're worth the wait. You guys got to find some way to delay those goons with the guns. I wish I could help you, but I left my my gear at home. Not that I'd be much good. It's been a few decades since I worked. You guys better think of something fast. They're going to be here soon.
Are there any displays that have sound, video?
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent. Which direction?
The Museum of Natural History, very big into multimedia.
Okay. So
they've got oh, go ahead.
Can we turn some of those on remotely in certain areas, or do we have to go there physically?
Some of them are motion activated. Some are going to require. They're all off, I would say, since the place isn't open yet. Yeah, they're going to require some on switches to be flicked.
Okay.
So if you want to try and sneak over, flick some of them on. Maybe go ahead and give me a flight roll.
Cool. It's a 5.
Okay. I would say 5 is a partial success.
Gotcha.
You turn. What kind of display do you think you turn on?
Something that has that I don't know, that constant, like, have you ever wondered, and like, just, keeps going on about something like that, but it clearly leads down the hallway, that you have to keep going to check out. Like, I want to set off
Oh,
some
sure.
direction. I just want them to go somewhere else.
All right, you throw some switches, you get like the Leonard Nimoy voiceover, and some TV is showing like a presentation about like UFO sightings, the famous Husker lights come to life, and like a bunch of these paladins like hear that, they like all freeze up and clench their guns. Maybe like one of them fires a burst off because no trigger discipline, and like those safeties, those things are off all the time. But then they hear the noise and start dashing over, giving you a bit more time. Harris. So meanwhile, Solomon, James, Harris says, "I'm not sure exactly how this thing works, but maybe you guys can go inside that replica and see if you can, I don't know, mess with it until my friend gets here."
As soon as Carl said that, Stallman's just going to make a mad dash for the UFO because he is all over that.
Okay. So you open up the door, you come inside, and Solomon, this isn't a replica.
Oh, shit. It was actually real.
Yeah, or like, if it is, it's like there's way too much detail for it to be a replica. It's everything on the inside is kind of like a shining, harsh electric white. There's no real, you can just barely make out walls and a floor. And there's sort of like kind of indents in the whiteness, almost like kind of gray smoke that could be like controls. There's a window you can look out of, though there wasn't one that you could see from the outside. You have like a perfect view of the hallway. But yeah, it doesn't look like any kind of replica or earthly vehicle you've ever seen.
Well, first I'm going to wait for James to get inside the UFO because I have no idea what I'm doing, and the safest place is to be right here.
Yeah, James is sort of like, as soon as he steps in, he's just like, oh, I am so out of my depth.
It's not a replica.
Are you
If
serious?
it is, it's a really expensive one.
Great.
Push buttons, I guess. Now
Is that really a good idea?
Nope. But what else do we have to do?
Can I
there.
say
Right.
Can I say they hear footfalls behind them at this point?
James immediately
Moxley also
like
enters the ship.
James immediately flips around in like sort of like a ready stance to like do whatever.
Oh, this is mathematical. Have you seen Adventure Time? You know math. Oh, you can't see
Oh God!
me.
Of course, she's
Punched your
invisible.
lights out, kid.
Well, you have to see me to do that.
Yeah, good point.
So wait, are we trying to get this thing to work?
A little bit. If I can just remember what Dr. Mays said about this thing. But then he got his information from his granduncle, so what do I know? Can I figure out or just remember at least a little bit of what this thing can do from the notes?
Yeah. Maybe give me, I think brains is the most likely one.
I always keep rolling brains.
Yeah.
Right, D10. Explode
Whoa.
for 13.
Okay. And you remember that like Jordan when he was little, Dr. Mays, when he was pretty little kid, he took a ride on one of these. So he must have told you, so back when he was doc, or in the future, but in his future, but in your past, when he was Dr. Mays, he probably told you a little bit about how they worked, and it was almost by like kind of touch and thought. And with that, you're able to like power this thing up.
Ah. Don't think. Feel. And we'll be able to fly.
All right, you get the saucer going.
Yep.
Donovan, you're like looking back and you see this the UFO has started the replica or what you thought was just a prop. The edges have started to shine and shimmer. It like levitates a little bit off of the display.
Holy shit. They're real.
Unfortunately, those Patriot Paladins see that as well, and they start like hurrying down the hall to try and get into that UFO and get you guys out of there.
All right. I yell
sort
for
of-
Moxie. I don't know where she is, and then I try to get towards the ship.
Okay. I think Carl has hidden in the back with some of the exhibits, so he'll be okay. Donovan, go ahead and give me a flight roll.
Oof. Flight again. Here we go. Oh, it's out of the whatever. That's 4.
I think some like partial failure.
If I have
Not
one
a total
adversity,
failure.
I have one adversity from before because, like you said, the last one was a partial success. If I spend that, do I get another partial success as a 5?
Yeah, I would say partial success would be
Okay.
a 5.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay, you
Do
make it right over to the door of the UFO, and like, I'm gonna say, Ronnie Molt, the leader of the Paladins, is like right behind you. So the side door of this flying saucer is like down. So Donovan, you can see everybody inside. Everybody inside can see you, and like you can see this, the bulky hand of Mold is like reaching out to grab you.
Gotcha.
Any weapon systems on this thing?
There should be. It's a flying saucer.
Well, figure it out.
I'm flying the damn thing, and that's hard enough. Why don't you two try and figure out the weapon systems?
I mean, I'm on it as Moxie whenever you want me to do the thing.
Just whatever it is, we need to get that guy away from Donovan.
Yeah, break his hand or something. I don't know.
See, that's good. Feel that you want to hurt that guy. And I think the UFO will make it happen.
Right.
All
I'm just,
right. So
I'm just gonna rush
She-
him, and he
Yeah.
rushes out of the ship and tries to do his old tried and true from back in the day.
oh great. So instead of letting the UFO take care of it, you're just gonna jump him.
Yeah.
All right. And I think
Okay,
Moxie wanted
Boomer.
the UFO to do it. You can both try. We'll see what
No,
happens.
I want the UFO to take care of the rest of his dudes. 'Cause
Oh,
isn't he
okay.
like already kind of halfway in the ship? Like we need to
Yes.
boot him out of the ship.
Mhm.
So my plan with the ship is to like figure out its defensive systems and vamp his men. You know,
Oh, okay.
like maybe
All right,
send out
let's
some
have-
sort of like subduing pulse to just knock him out.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's
So-
have James roll for the tackle. James, you can roll fight. And then let's have Moxie roll brains.
Sure. I've got a 10 on the brains, unless this also falls somehow under computers, in which case it's a 13.
I don't see how it can fall under computers. It's an alien space.
Alien computers? No, it's fine. It's a 10. 10 should be good.
Okay. 10's pretty good. I think 10 is like a basic success. James, how'd you do with the tackle?
Not as good as he used to be at 3.
Oh no. Okay, so the good news is that Moxie's so Moxie, how would you describe this like paralyzing burst that comes out of the UFO?
Sure. So it's like all of a sudden the UFO makes the noise like an Inception, but like inside it's like kind of muffled, but outside it's like like if you've ever gone to a movie theater and they have messed up the sound and it's way too loud and you like, or like at a rock show and you like feel it in your guts.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
that, but like multiplied by 100 and it just is like just blows them out, basically.
Oh man. Yeah, that bowel destroying sound. just like
Oh.
rips into the paladins trying to charge you guys, and they go like flying. They're skidding amongst the exhibits.
I mean, it probably also destroys as much as the exhibits. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, it's okay. They can rebuild. Yeah, some of the more fragile pieces are falling off their pedestals and smashing, but that's okay.
Oh no! All the artifacts and everything.
They were just replicas, or were they? James, what do you think happens with you tussling with Mold, who's definitely wants revenge after you took his ear?
I think he sort of like tries to sort of get up to speed, but like right as he's like at the cusp of getting to speed. Remember in the last episode he reactivated his old injury. So I think it just sort of like there was just a spike of pain and he just sort of stumbled for a second and couldn't quite get the footing. So
All right, so I think both of you like tumble down, you roll towards the edge of the gangplank, and you're tangled up. Mold's going for like the gun at his side. Definitely like one of those humongous oversized pistol with like he has like the whole Constitution like written down in scrolls along the side of the weapon.
Can I try and like pin him down and like I maybe try and wrestle it away from him?
Ooh, could be. I think so. Let's check in with definitely give you a chance if you still need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check in with Donovan and then Solomon.
Or they should be Solomon than me.
Yeah. Or no, well, Donovan first, then Solomon.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought okay. I guess I would either try to kick this guy in the face, or I do have the tomahawk I pulled from the barrow house. Maybe go for his other ear. Maybe make him lose the second one too.
Oh man! All right. I do got to ask you to choose. Are we going for a kick or are we going for the axe?
Nah, he mostly go for the kick. The axe would be like
okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
No, I like that. That's true to the character. He's not a head chopping kind of guy.
No, that would be like in the ultimate defense.
Yeah.
It'd be funny to take the other one though. Just like ha.
Well, hey, the game is not over yet.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a fight roll.
Kick to the face. That's an 18. So that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, perfect. So what do you do to him?
I know that broken noses make people wince and go blind temporarily. So I make sure to break and twist my ankle to the left as I do it, so it cracks his nose sideways also as it works. And so I'd like to flex his head to the side as it happens.
Oh man, yeah. In the echo of the sound blast that Moxie sent out, you just hear the crack of Mold's nose, and he just yells out, "My nose!" and like reels to the side. James, you're able to make it into the UFO, and then Solomon, what do you do?
Well, I see that awesome kick Donovan just did. I'm gonna say, cool. I want that guy on our team. I'm gonna go pick him up.
Okay, well they're pretty close. They can easily just hop inside the saucer.
Yeah, hop in. And also, where's that Carl guy, Mr. Harris?
Oh, he is hidden further back, so he's okay.
All right. I think we're all pretty much safe inside this thing. They can't really do much.
got it.
So, I don't know. Just want to hang out in the saucer for a bit until his friend comes here?
Or do we want to fly it around town?
Fly it around town? Leave them in our dust? Yeah. I'm actually all about that.
Let's turn
Wouldn't
this
that do
mother
more
out.
damage to the building as we're trying to leave?
Yes.
No. As soon
It's
as you
got-
say that, it's like, no, I don't want to destroy even more artifacts.
Well, don't worry. It's got like a skylight. It's in this atrium.
Yeah, fly out through
So-
the skylight.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of window.
And hey, a bonus about that, falling glass lands on these dudes.
Well, hey, that works. Up, up, and away.
Can I grab
right,
the,
so
is there
Solomon-
any way that I can grab the gun before I get into the ship?
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, let's have Solomon. I'm gonna have you roll flight. You like asking so you can
I'm-
use flight. I can think of
yeah.
no better
All
way to
right,
use flight
this is gonna
than
be
to
great.
fly.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was to fly. Yeah.
James. Before let's
Yeah.
have Solomon roll and then James. Why don't you roll maybe Braun to grab that fancy pistol?
It's my most powerful attack.
All right, that's cool. 15.
Oh, perfect. James, were you able to get the pistol with the Braun roll?
9.
I think nine's gonna
good
do
in
it.
this game.
That is good.
True. It's
Yeah,
a 9 of a d20.
Everyone's
but
rolling pretty
still.
solid. Yeah. All right, so you grab that fancy Constitution inscribed handgun, and
As
then
I'm looking at
Solomon-
it, I'm just like, really? All right.
Hey, he loves the Constitution. It's the operating manual to the greatest country on earth. I can't remember where I read that, but one wonderful way of talking about the Constitution, huh? Yep. Solomon.
Yep.
So yeah, you do some like expert UFO flying. So how does that look?
Yeah. Solomon's always been more of a feeler than a thinker. It's like, you gotta let the magic just flow. Or in this case, the UFO. And he's just kind of experiencing, what if it's like if I'm the one flying instead of the machine? I mean, everybody else there, they're all right, but yeah, just focus on flying, Solomon. And he does.
All right. You like lift up, you smash through that atrium window. I mean, some glass damage, but that's okay. The UF flow, as James said. And you were like zooming through the skies. You're like doing some. You're like, I mean, with a 15, I think that was what you rolled.
Yep, 15.
Yeah, with a 15, you pretty much mastered it. Like, you can, soar it where you want to. You can fly through like the clouds, do kind of barrel rolls. It definitely like stabilizes inside, so you don't really feel nauseous or any of the motion as the UFO's doing all these like cool stunts.
Doing a bit of sky dancing.
You
Ooh,
can't see my
wonderful
face
callback.
right now, but this is really awesome. I can't say I would be watching, except I also turned my phone invisible. So I gotta look at something.
Oh no.
Also, I don't know how to stop being invisible.
Well,
I should have looked that up before I turned myself and the book and my phone and my computer all invisible.
we'll see if you can figure out a way out of this. Reading, I mean, maybe you can read from the invisible book. As you guys are zooming around, you are aware of a fifth presence in the flying saucer with you. Yeah, it's just sort of like, it's like when you sense someone looking at you from behind, and you sort of turn around, and there, as if he was there the entire, as if they were there the entire time, is Charlie, the alien orphan who was such a big part in our third and fourth connected arcs, our 50s and 70s one. Charlie's grown up a little bit. His limbs, or their limbs, are a little bit longer. They still have the big teardrop-shaped head, those huge eyes, the gray. But now, instead of being a very small, kind of embryonic alien, they're looking a little more adult. Not that you guys would know, though. You haven't really seen this particular alien before. But yeah, now there is a gray. Totally, I mean, they're wearing just like, I think, kind of a silver form-fitting jumpsuit. And they're just sort of standing there watching you guys with their huge eyes.
I take it this is yours? as I point just like around.
And they say,
The kid's a natural, huh? Just
I'll
wanted to
say,
know.
friend,
Wait,
look at the
what?
way you're hot dogging this you what do we say for look at the way you're hot dogging this jalopy. Hot damn.
That is a bunch of words that I am unused to hearing. Who are you?
Talks like
Don't
Conan
like my
O'Brien.
lingo? Don't sorry, go ahead, Moxie.
Oh, she just said like, oh, this guy talks like Conan O'Brien.
Don't like my lingo? Don't be a square. The name's Charlie. I visited this planet before now and then. Let me tell you, it's one swell place to hang your hat.
Charlie, the alien. You're the one Dr. Mays always wanted to meet.
That's my name, Jack. Don't wear it out.
And that weird way of talking again. Okay. Yep.
We were planning on taking this to Candy Mountain, Charlie.
I don't think
Uh,
he gets that reference. I barely get that reference.
I don't get that reference.
I think my grandkid, or no, my niece said something about that at one point. Yeah, it was my niece.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
like this thing on the on YouTube when I was like a baby.
Well, don't I think people our age have shown it those to kids who are around now. So
Yeah.
As a teacher, I have seen kids who have seen that thanks to some teachers who are our age passing it on. So don't worry.
Charlie!
It's
Charlie the
it's super
Unicorn.
annoying, so I'd imagine kids latch onto it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they totally do. It's alive and well. Don't worry. I'll tell some about that tomorrow.
We're
what was
going
I
to
saying?
Candy
Oh,
Mountain, Charlie.
so Charlie says, "Candy. Well, gosh, I do love something about this planet. I certainly do miss the grub. You guys got any candy on you? An Abba Zaba, Hershey's,
Hershey's, I
Devil
understand.
Dog."
Moxie hands him an invisible chocolate bar.
After my own heart, delish. And they chow down and enjoy it. Ah, missed that.
Yeah, glad you're enjoying the candy bar. By the way, there's a bunch of people dressed as like
How did
evil
everybody know
knights
it's a
trying to kill
candy
us.
bar? Am I not actually invisible?
We can smell it.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can see the smudges of chocolate
Yeah.
appearing on Charlie's face. It becomes visible once he eats it. Oh, go ahead, Solomon.
But no, really, knights with guns trying to kill us. They also
Ooh.
destroyed the museum. Also, I think your friend Carl Harris is back down there. Did you talk to him at least?
Oh. Well, something you should know about me. I don't really like to go back and visit old acquaintances. Not the easiest conversations to have, you know. I guess I'm more the kind to look forward than to look back. But maybe I'll reach out to Charles. However, I got another job here. I'm sort of aware of what's going on. I'm with it. So, dig this. You guys are looking for Judith Cordero, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right. Well, she's hanging out with some nifty forest friends over in the woods, or she was, until she wandered into the wrong campsite. If you want, Solomon, I'll take you there. Or actually, you'll take yourself there. Just go ahead and feel the way, and you'll get there in no time.
Feel
While
the
you're,
way.
while you're driving, Solomon, can I borrow your phone and can you unlock your phone? And do you have a stylus which I could use to use your phone?
Yes, I can, and no. It's all touchscreen.
Right, which is a problem for me right now.
Oh, yeah, invisible. Well, hand it off to either James or Donovan or something. Or do you need to call someone specific?
No, I need to look some stuff up on it. I figured that James and Donovan probably they have flip phones or something.
No, the
Oh.
hospital keeps us up to date. I know how to go through all that stuff. And
Oh, cool.
Well, here's my phone, and he hands it off to Moxie.
Right, the phone just kind of floats through the air and lands on a surface.
And whatever you do not tap number 1. That's my dad. And I really do not want him to call me right now. Because that's not a conversation I want right now.
Cool.
All right, Moxie. So is this like a way to get yourself turned invisible?
Yeah, because I told you she'd been uploading images from the book. I wasn't kidding. She just needs to access the uploaded images.
Ooh, okay. Go ahead and give me a brains roll and see if you can like figure this out. Because I think there's a complication. Could be interesting.
Okay. I mean,
Well, this is going.
is there something like the back of a pencil, like, or a pen that she can use to like kind of navigate the screen? By the way.
I mean, I would say so. Like, I'm sure maybe Donovan's got a pen on him.
Cool. If this is a computer's thing, then it's a 17. If not, it's a 14.
Okay. Yeah, I think a 17 works. You were able to uninvisible yourself.
Cool. Whew, did not think that through.
So
but I bet
while
if
you
I
were
summon
doing,
a familiar, everything will be fine.
oh man, all right. Well, we'll definitely have to have that happen. I got to see. I mean, who knows with how the dice will roll and what kind of familiar we'll end up with. So let's hold that thought for sure. Solomon, you were able to, like, as Charlie said, they think and you know the way. You sail through the skies. You leave. Looking down, you can see you leave the city. You head back into New Jersey. Kind of hard to figure out where you are, in the state, but pretty soon you see this like forest below you, and you realize you're in the Pine Barrens, which is the big swath of woodland in New Jersey. Right now, it's still kind of there's chunks of snow. It's winter. The worst of winter is over, but like still pretty cold. So melting snow, trees look pretty dead. The Pine Barrens still have a kind of stark beauty, though. Then, flying saucer descends, and you land on this hill. There's copse of trees separating you, and you can look down, and you see there is a clearing where there is a big, sprawling campsite. The UFO lands, and the little door slides open, and Charlie says, "Don't worry, this baby's got some high-tech doohickeys, make it immune to human eyes." Now, Judith, she's somewhere out in those woods. I'm not exactly sure where. She contacted me for help and did what I could, but I gotta tell you, I'm just kind of a psychic projection. And yes, a psychic projection can eat candy bars, which I did. It was delicious. But still, can't give you too much help.
can you are you the one that talked to that guy Carl in his dreams?
I did. He's an old buddy of mine, Carl.
If you met anybody else, could you contact them through dreams?
I suppose I could. Who you, somebody you want me to give a ring-a-ding-ding to?
No, I'm just curious if Judith was conscious, she might be able to talk to us. But if she was unconscious, perhaps your dream connection might work better. I'm not hoping she is, but it'd be a way to find out if she's okay, and I'm not sure how we're going to find her.
It's possible, but if I know her at all, I know she's resourceful. I think she'll find a way. I'll keep what you said in mind, though. And I'll be here with the UFO. Just consider me your ride.
Can you contact other people?
I mean, I can try.
Can you contact Thomas Middleditch from Silicon Valley and tell him I think he's really funny?
I'm not exactly up to date on your TV shows.
Okay.
I like Howdy Doody. Big fan of Sid Caesar show. Is he in any of those?
No, he's definitely not on a show about poop.
Okay. Leave It to Beaver. Is he in that one?
That's the one where they're a monster family?
Not sure. Well, I'll be here. And then as you guys like start heading out to the hillside in the snow, you see something else. There is a fox, a gray fox, which is pawing its way up the hill. And it stops in front of you.
Oh, wait. Didn't Judith have like a weird thing with animals?
I mean, she's got like 70 of them.
No, she did. Yeah.
So could this be Judith trying to communicate with us?
This
Put it
fox
past
gets
her.
a little closer. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, James.
I just said wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah, this fox like comes to the right in front of you. Very rare for a wild animal to do this, and it stops and like bows down, and then it drops a necklace, which Moxie you recognize as Judith's necklace, and it like sets it in the snow.
Oh, this is my aunt's necklace.
Then the
This
fox
does
takes
know her.
and the fox like takes its nose, points down the hill into the clearing, and you see the camp. There's an encampment waiting there.
Well, it's good a sign as any.
So what's the plan? How are we going to do this? Just sneak in?
Maybe scout it out first. Maybe see what's over there.
I could try turning one of you invisible instead of turning myself invisible.
Or maybe you could turn all of us invisible.
Okay. The difficulty is turning us uninvisible afterwards.
Yeah, but you figured it out.
Yeah, but if I turn us all invisible, I won't have a phone to look at.
But then again, we do have Charlie in there in the spaceship. Since from what I'm seeing, magic and alien technology is kind of interchangeable at the moment.
I'll tell you what I can do. I'm going to look up the reverse on my laptop right now, okay? And then one of us stays visible. And you're going to hold on to my laptop so I can make us all visible again.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it should just be me that stays visible, and I'll turn the rest of you invisible, and you can go do your scouting thing.
You sure about that, Noxie?
I mean, I don't know what good I'm going to do scouting. Well, I guess if we find something, then I'll know how to use it. Yeah, I guess I should be one. Who doesn't want to be invisible, I guess is the question.
What a question.
Yeah. I don't know how good I'm going to be at scouting, but we don't want to be seen.
I'm good at being discreet, invisible or visible.
The thing is, if we get Judith, she'll be the only one visible then as we get her out, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, I know how to pick locks and stuff. I mean, obviously, like everybody knows how to do that, right? But like, So I mean, unless it's like a really complicated security system, like I should be good. And even if it is one, I should be good. But somebody's definitely gonna need to carry my laptop and be visible because otherwise this whole thing doesn't work.
Ooh, all right. I'll be visible. I'll carry the laptop.
Okay.
I'll see if I can pull off the part of just being purposefully around.
All right. So it sounds like Solomon and Moxie are going invisible.
Yeah, I don't know what James is planning to
James?
do.
What do you think, James?
James isn't really much of a planner.
Yeah,
He's sort of-
that's fair. Do you want to just kind of hang
James?
out and see what they see?
James, do you want to hold the laptop and Donovan will go invisible with us?
Sure. I mean, I was just thinking sort of like maybe on the outskirts, see what like they have on the outskirts, see
Gotcha.
what we can
So you're
do.
gonna do an outside patrol. Do you want to be
Sure.
invisible for it?
I guess that could be helpful.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's see if you can turn James invisible, and he'll do this outskirt patrol. Kind of see
Sure.
what's there.
Is it just James, or am I trying to turn James, me, and Solomon invisible?
Well, let's just start with James. So it'll
Let's
be a little
just start. Let's pick someone, turn them invisible, and see how it goes from there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I can't see this going horribly wrong or horribly right.
James,
As
if I mess
great.
this up and I turn you into a tree or obliterate you on a molecular level, I'm sorry.
Give me so many great ideas.
Is that including the computer assist? It's an 8.
Okay. Well, James, guess what? You're partially invisible. What part of you do you think disappears, and then what part remains visible?
Partial success.
You think you're just like a floating head?
That could work.
Okay. Well, I mean, it might help
it was
for
either
scouting.
that or the body becomes invisible and the clothes stay.
Oh, I like that. I like that. It's Invisible Man rules.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, you're just like now. Your skin, body, muscles, totally invisible, but the clothes remain. So you're just like some whatever coat, jeans you're wearing, hovering in space.
Well,
I've made you invisible.
So you did.
we can still make this work, but you know what's going to have to happen, and I'm not too
He's
sure
gonna
you
be
want to do
real
that.
cold.
It is going to be cold. Yeah.
It's all right. He's a fireman.
I know how to put out fires. I don't know how to be one inside.
James, I can't recommend being naked running around out here. Hypothermia sets in faster than you might think. And then,
James, are you? Oh, sorry, Donovan.
no, just to say that I was going to start listing. I'm just going to pretend he starts going off onto all these other things, like, and then this leads to that, and this leads to this.
James, are you going to risk it? I will say, if you do it, you'll be totally undetected, but you will be naked.
I will say not until he has to. Like he'll be floating clothes until like he has to get like extremely close.
All right, cool. So you make your way through the trees, you disrobe, and then you peer ahead, and you see an A data. That's why I have this wonderful A as my background campsite. The convention of these A data followers occupies a clearing in the cold forest, far away from the prying eyes of the child-sacrificing, world-controlling coven. Around melting snow and trees just starting to sprout anew, they have created a parallel world of American flag and A-data banners, assault weapons, and swapping theories and cookie recipes. The collections of tents and lean-tos host these seekers of the truth, spread under the boughs with no reason or rhyme. There's no leader, but the woman playing hostess is recognizable from TV by her chrome blonde hair. Bernadette Bulkin. Her husband owns a string of used car lots that gives you a tactical shotgun with each purchase. Now, she's neck deep in conspiracy theories, and so are you. So as you are looking at this this A data type, this A data campsite, you can do a quick roll. Maybe you know what A data is. I don't know if you've been like reading the news that much, but you might have heard about it.
I can certainly try.
Okay. You do see there is one tent like at the center where there's some like kind of guards hanging around outside, just like relaxing. Not looking too particularly guarded, but like everybody here is armed to the teeth. Dramatically so. And yeah, there appears to be something in this tent, but it's kind of hard to get a look at it.
Is there like what type of tent is it? Is it like one of those ones where it has like a front and a back entrance kind of a thing where I can like go to the back that's not really as guarded and see if I can peer through into it?
Yeah, I think so. It's got like just your average like camp, you buy like REI or something. Nothing too fancy. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's like a one of those zip things you would zip up the kind of the square shaped door so you can peer inside.
Okay.
However, it is snow, so you might leave some tracks. We'll see what happens though. Give me a I'm trying to think. What do you think? A stealth roll. Why don't you give me a flight roll? We'll see how well you do at navigating this without being seen. Not too hard because you are invisible, but I mean you are naked as well.
It's a 1. It was
Seriously?
a D4, so it was a D4.
That's
so it's
the
a
Nick
1.
we all know.
All right, so this catastrophic failure. What do you think happens?
It's visible.
I like that. I like you. The stealth. Do you
Jeez.
want to go with that one or no?
No angel.
I think that might be the one I'm going to go with if you don't have another. Because I'd love that.
It was either that or I make a crap ton of noise.
I think going visible makes the most sense.
All right.
It was like
You still have your clothes on.
No, I don't.
no.
Well, everyone's going to be seeing his fire hose then.
All right. So
A little bit of shrinkage.
totally nude.
Sorry, I had-
You flash into existence right behind the tent. James, I will say that you peer through the screen and you do see it. Judith is inside. She's got she's awake. She's got like zip ties, holding her arms and legs together. But she is alive. And in fact, everybody can use Judith's powers once again, but she's been awake she hasn't rested. She has a total of 4 of them. She has 4 psychic energy tokens.
Okay, looking in the tent, are there any like clothes that I could maybe just grab and cover myself?
No, only Judith's there. Also,
Okay.
you are discovered because you appeared.
Yep.
So the 2 guards both spring up and are like, "Whoa, what the hell? Some kind of nude guy? Where are your clothes, man?"
You wouldn't believe me if I tried.
And then here's some, expensive LL Bean boots crunching on the snow, and Bernadette Balkan rushes over with some more of those guards, and she's like, "Okay, hold on, stand back. I know who this is. He is an emissary of the Coven, sent here to spy on us. They never wear clothes because it's all the better for their evil rituals. Don't you move, Mr. Coven man. You got you covered.
Coven.
Oh, don't play
Right.
dumb. That's the evil force that you serve. I've read all about it in the A data dumps."
Okay. You can believe whatever you want, but first, do you have something that I can put on?
She's like,
It's kind of cold.
"Yeah, it's a little distracting."
I'm
And
sure.
she like nods, and they
No,
give you
it's-
some extra.
I will say there was a little bit of shrinkage. It's cold.
They give you some extra pants and like a sweater and a coat, so you can clothe yourself. But you are like covered the whole time.
Thank you. So, this is a thing.
I should say so. All right, why don't you come over here and we can film you. I have my own Twitch stream. Actually, I was banned from Twitch.
Oh, what is with
I'm
you
now
people
on.
streaming?
Well, I was banned from that website. And that website was shut down. I'm on a few other personal websites, so my subscribers can get all of my streams when I expose the truth about the Coven conspiracy. And you are going to go and deliver a confession. I'm going to get so many more views and hits. And my used car business and is going to go through the roof.
First
Don't sit down
question.
on the stump.
What is the Coven?
As if you don't know, it's
No,
the evil.
I really don't know.
Conspiracy of elites that's controlling all of us, of course, or trying to.
Right, that's... Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So while you're stonewalling Bernadette Vulcan, meanwhile, I think the rest of you guys, you're on kind of a hill overlooking this clearing, and you've seen more or less what went down.
Okay, so I'm not great at invisibility, but I've got other ideas. Possibly controlling the weather. I definitely did a thing where trees attacked before, but it was by accident. But pretty sure I could do it on purpose. Possibly making the various animals of the forest go nuts and attack everyone. That's in there. Unless Michael says it isn't.
Yeah, just grabbing a cough drop here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so those are my big plans. Okay, so like either freaky weather, trees, or animals attack. Or alternately, we can also try to do the invisibility thing and save him.
Well, actually, if I only have a single adversity token, so I can't do that. If I had one, I'd use prepared and pull out Shadow Sentinels and see if I can do something with it, but I don't.
I have intuitive, but I number one don't remember how many adversity tokens I even need to spend to activate it. I'm pretty sure 2. So I don't think that I even have enough to activate it. But I could be wrong. And I also don't know how much it would really help.
Yeah, it does. You muted.
Oh, intuitive is 1.
One.
That's what you have.
Oh, gotcha.
Prepared is 2.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. I mean, it's to ask about surroundings, and I don't really think I've got anything to ask about the surroundings that aren't already there. I think she just wants to do stupid spells. Provided that the ending of the Raiders of the Lost Ark is not in this book. Because if that's an option, that's where she's going.
I think the ones you mentioned are pretty solid.
Okay.
We always try to summon a familiar.
I could try
That
to
could
summon
help.
a familiar, although I don't know what use the Oh, I do know what the use the familiar would be right now, because it could be go down and chew Judith free.
Oh, okay.
So-
James was actually saying if there was somebody who could like signal he knows where Judith is.
Yeah, it's basically like while I'm talking, I'll just sort of like randomly just be like, or at one point I think I would be like, do you have is it a policy to keep people tied up in tents? kind of
yeah,
thing.
I think they definitely hear that.
Hey,
So yeah,
everybody.
you guys have heard, people tied
Right.
up in tents, and you do see the tent in the middle that he's like gesturing
Okay.
towards.
Okay, I think my aunt's tied it up in a tent, so maybe instead of doing the big spectacular explodies, I'm gonna summon a familiar.
Meanwhile, I'll sneak down there and see if I can help James out a little bit.
Yeah.
You can handle the magic, Moxie. I'm a bit of a 2-bit magician anyways.
Huh? I got an 8.
Okay, and 8's not great. Let's do the familiar, and then we'll see. I think Donovan wanted to do something too.
Yeah.
I was just going to go with Solomon. So
Oh, okay.
either that or we all stick together because I'm not sure if anybody should really be splitting up.
Oh, I was
We
planning
can't
on
go
just.
anymore.
I was planning on sending down my awesome familiar to take care of like getting her out.
Well, with an 8, it won't be an awesome familiar.
It's gonna be a seahorse.
I mean, the seahorse is a cool familiar. It's got its flaws, but I really like that seahorse you made. Moxie, what do you think an 8 familiar is? It's not like, I mean, it will do the job maybe, but there's going to be major drawbacks.
I am going to say that she summons like a mangy old dog that has IBS.
Oh man.
It's like it's a familiar, but it's like the world's like most garbage familiar.
All right.
It's just like this. It's like this. Like it's not even like a big dog either. It's like this sad mangy chihuahua.
Oh
It's
man.
just shivering and farting.
All right. This junkyard dog. This little hound appears in a puff of smoke next to you. It will still do your will.
Okay. I don't know what to call you. I was gonna go with Gray Malkin because I was trying to summon a cat, but you know what, Gray Malkin. Can you go down there? Straight Gray Malkin. I need you to go down into the tent, and I need you to chew my aunt free. She looks like me, but older with less cool style.
Feel like this dog has cerebral palsy.
It might.
All right. Gray Malkin starts heading down the slope. A little bit tricky, like kind of goes in some weird zigzags. But is it a he or a she or
Oh, I didn't ask its pronouns.
Okay.
So we'll go with they right now.
Okay. So they make it down. They loop around to the tent. And I think they get kind of stuck at the zipper. They can't quite get in. They will, but they're going to need a little bit of help. At least they're not noticed, though, because they are small. All right. Meanwhile, Donovan, Solomon. Ooh, 2 end names. You guys make your way down to the edge of the trees. You peer through the camp. You see all the tents, the banners, the conspiracy theorists hanging around. Right now, James is like the object of fascination. I mean, how often does a naked person materialize in midair? Also, he's a member of the Coven. So pretty much everybody's focused on him, and nobody's really watching the tent where Judith is. So there is that going for you. But they're all still there. There's going to be 30, 40 people, and they are pretty well armed.
So what do you want to do, Donovan? You want to go help that stupid dog?
Well, I think the dog has its best chance when no one else is going to interfere. I don't know how we're going to get James.
I do have an idea, but it's kind of a dangerous one.
That's the only way that I see this going down.
Yeah. Well,
we're way outnumbered. We don't have numbers coming in, and they have a fanatical purpose. Or so it seems.
I do have a way to get their attention. Like I was saying to Moxie, I'm not really that good at magic, to be honest. I've always wanted to use it, but I couldn't even understand the book. But what I am good at is being a showman. They want a cult? Let's get them a cult. I'm gonna trounce right in there and try and make them believe I'm the leader of the cult they're looking for.
Oh, man. You're A?
Yes.
Whoa. Okay. Oh, boy. The storm is here.
Okay, so if you're going to be A, do I go and get James while you pull everyone away? Or...
All the attention is going to be on me, so I say get James out of there, and I'll make an escape. I'm good at escape magic. It's a simple stage trick I usually do. Disappear in a puff of smoke.
Okay, I will try to make sure that when I got him, you'll have a signal to know that we're good.
Right on. So,
Okay. Let's have Solomon do this. We'll have Donovan make the rescue, and then we'll check in on our pooch. Moxie pointed out that Gray Malkin could dig under the tent, which is definitely what he's going to be doing. He'll get there, but it'll take a little while.
yeah.
His
I know-
digging, like most things he does, not the greatest. Most things they do, not the greatest, but they'll get there. All right, so Solomon, how do you make your entrance?
All right. I know it's a bit of a stretch, Michael, but would this count as like skill at magic? I.e., magic being the magic show Solomon does?
Oh, totally. Like you're using your magic equipment to make like special effects. So yeah.
Yeah. So I go in there and say, "Stop right there. Why would you want a simple pawn when you could have the king himself?" Yes, my friends, it is I, A.
What? They all spin around. Bernadette's like, "You're A?"
Yes, and I sent my friend over there to offer an olive branch to all of you, saying this animosity between us has got to stop. Otherwise,
Oh,
we're just going to end up killing each other.
Solomon, if remember, A is the hero for these guys.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, A is the one who's sending them the information, the A data about the coven.
Gotcha. So, I'll rephrase that. Go back in time a little bit.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes, but I've got all the information you need. Everything. Yes, my friends.
Bernadette's like,
I even know that.
whoa. Bernadette's like, I was 90% sure you were JFK Jr. And I was also 90% sure you were Baron Trump from the future. But I could never have thought it would be so, that A would be here. Wow.
Exactly.
Solomon,
it's-
you are going to have to. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so leave this small fray alone. I've got everything. All that we know is to be true. So, listen to me now and listen to my words. And roll charm, I guess.
Definitely.
Alright, so charm +3. Explode.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a D12. Yep,
Oh, man.
explode.
Whoa. Okay, go ahead and roll again.
So 5 +3 at the skill that's unnatural 20.
Whoa. Okay, they're going to be like eating out of the palm of your hand.
But I
Bernadette's
give
like,
them all. Sorry,
go ahead.
I'll just get them all of the good stuff. Yes, that satanic cult we thought was in the pizza chains is true.
I knew it. And she's like, "Oh, and the coronavirus, it's caused by the 4G, the 5G telephone things. Oh, but it's also a hoax, right?"
It is a hoax. And it's actually caused by the 2.5G.
Oh, of course. Hey, you're so smart. Your wonderful data drops from just spreading the truth. Oh, keep on telling us everything.
Yes, and you are absolutely the truest believers I know. Bullshit, but okay.
All right. So while Solomon is holding them wrapped, what is Donovan doing?
I stopped and listened for a second, and I was like, "Well, wait, no, I got a job to do." He was pretty captivating, and then I'm gonna do my best to get around everybody while they're probably just slowly gathering and be like, "Yo, did you hear what this guy's saying? Oh my god!" Hopefully, they leave their post, is what I'm saying. Like this, like he's so captivating that I can get in there.
Oh, for sure.
But if there's any obstacles, let me know if I have to deal with anything.
Okay, I would say maybe go ahead and roll kind of like a very easy sneak. So give me a really easy flight roll.
Okay. Right. Sneaky, sneaky. That's a 3. It's the best. Yeah. My D6
Okay.
on my flight. So.
Well, I'll say you get to James. Probably partial success.
Okay.
You don't get him totally out of there, but you get him up and you start like heading back, but you're not quite out of the clearing. Meanwhile, I forgot his name. Gray Malkin has successfully burrowed under the tent, and he pops up. He like bursts through, I guess, the floor of the tent. He just chews his way through, and Judith like sits up, stares at this strange dog emerging from the earth, and she's like, "Hi, what are you?"
It's gonna just, as a response, walk over and start chewing through the restraints.
Ooh, okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So it takes a little while, but pretty soon gnaws her way through, and Judith is able to like burst her hands free. She wrenches away the other bits of plastic, and she's like, "Well, whatever you are, you're a good dog." Okay. Now, it looks like they're all distracted by it.
It gives a doggy smile and then farts.
Oh, ew. Well, good for you. She like picks Gray Malkin up. You better come with me. So she unzips the tent, peers outside, and sees the crowd around Solomon. She's like, very interesting. All right, let me see if I can make my way over to the trees and get out of here. And she starts picking her way back. Meanwhile, Moxie, you're on the hill kind of watching all this?
Yep.
Okay.
Thinking about what a great job she did.
I mean, it's pretty great.
And then
Unfortunately, there is...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
There is some more bad news coming.
What?
You see further down, there's kind of a trail that's leading to the campsite. You can see that fleet of cars, which has moved almost impossibly fast, is cruising its way, led by a new car. Looks a little different from the ones that were outside the museum, cruising its way towards the campsite.
She knows there's only one proper solution to this, and that's to make the trees attack.
Okay. Let's check in with Solomon and see if he and his friends have a plan to extract themselves, and then we'll check in with the tree roll. All right, so Solomon, they're all listening. Bernadette is like streaming things through her phone, and she's like, "You heard it, folks. A himself is here, just sharing so many secrets, like lizard people, clones, cybernetic clones, people being arrested. It's all real. It's all true. And A is telling us all of it."
Does Donovan have James yet?
Yeah, you can see they're making their way back to the edge of the clearing. You can also see Judith and Gray Malkin have slipped out of the tent and are starting to head back themselves as well.
Yeah. So I'll finally say to everyone there, and yes, my friends, and everything you have believed, everything you have seen and believed in your heart so much is complete and utter bullshit. You are all horrible people, and I hope you realize that, and you will never accomplish what you want in your lives. Just screw yourselves. And Solomon just throws a smoke bomb and gets the hell out of there.
Whoa, definitely an about face for A over there. All right, go ahead and roll flight to see if you can pull this off. I guess because you're skilled magic, you can get the bonus for this one.
Okay, because I needed that. With the bonus in magic, it's a 10.
Okay, 10's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a success without any bonuses.
I just do it.
Yeah. You throw the smoke down. And then you hurry away to the tree line, joining Donovan and James, and now Judith.
And Gray Malkin.
Oh yes, and of course in Judith's arms, Gray Malkin.
The most
Hey,
important.
fan
And this is her
favorite.
familiar now. Like, she can't change it. This is
No,
what
I
she's
love
got.
it.
Okay, the stupid dog
familiar-
got Judith out.
Familiars aren't like noses; you don't get to pick them.
Nope. No, you most certainly don't.
No, I'm using trad witch rules, which is once you've summoned your familiar, that's your familiar. When it doesn't take a new form, she's always going to have this really sad chihuahua.
Oh, I love it though.
Okay.
That poor dog. But anyways, we got everyone here. Good. Let's run because I have a bunch of angry people right behind me. So without further ado, and Solomon runs off towards the ship. Hope you guys can keep up.
Okay, so you guys start heading up. When Donovan and James, I think you guys are like kind of the last two to start going. You guys like peer back and you see the this caravan of vehicles rolling into the camp. There's a dark SUV as the top one. It creaks to a halt, and then Kyle Candle himself emerges. Bernadette like runs over, totally flabbergasted. And she is like, "Mr. Candle, hey, he was here, and then he said this was everything was bullshit, and we've just been looting ourselves, and we're like horrible people." And Candle's like, "That wasn't A. I'm A. You're A. I mean, the truth is, in a way, we're all A. Now, let me deal with these interlopers. And I'll show you a little bit of the power that the real A has given me." He looks over at you guys, and then James, Donovan, Solomon, the trees around you start. Yeah, the real A was the friends we made along the way, as Moxie says. The trees around you start glowing with an ethereal, flickering green light, which then like flash up, pulse, and start exploding, sending some nasty, fiery wooden fragments skidding into the snow and burning all around you. He's trying to slow you down and herd you closer to him.
So, since Judith's here, could I use one of her abilities as sort of kick up essentially a windstorm around us to sort of like buffet us from the exploding trees?
Absolutely. So that's, she had 4 left. That brings her down to 3. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
To me.
So, is there like a particular way you imagine this like looking or going down? Or
I would say it's very reminiscent of what used to happen when I first described it as basically the storm-like thing. She lifts off and the wind just sort of kicks up around her and then just sort of spreads like as it sort of encircles and goes into a wide radius. She's sort of just floating for a second.
Ooh, definitely. Oh, I just love how the followers of A defeated by a storm. Ooh. All right, so fragments of burning wood with this green fire flying through the air, casting some smoky trails as they coast down. But you guys are safe and can start making it further up the hill. Moxie, I think you wanted to try something too.
I mean, her plan had been to make the trees attack. I understand that they're exploding and on fire now. And that doesn't deter her from wanting to attack them with exploding fire trees.
Okay. I also will say those are only the trees that are like sort of in the pathway of James, Donovan, Solomon, and Judith. All the other trees are still intact, but
Okay, I'm getting as many trees to attack, creepy dude as possible, and his men,
Okay.
and their cars, and just chaos.
all right, just a full-on tree attack.
Yeah. Chaos magic. Or not. That's a 9 altogether.
Okay, I think it happens. There's some downsides.
Sure.
I think what happens is the trees definitely do attack. Their limbs start rushing down, smacking into the encampment. Tents are going flying. People with weapons are going flying. Guns are going off. A car gets knocked over and starts rolling down. I think the downside is Candle sees you, and his eyes lock on you, and he's definitely like, "Oh, another magic user. Interesting."
Can
He is going.
Can I hear that he said that? Or he didn't say it that
Well,
loud.
I think you can see it in his gaze that he's like, he doesn't quite know what to make of you, but like definitely intrigued. Then he kind of like lifts off the ground and starts sort of flying a little bit closer to you, and he calls out like, "Ah, summoning those trees, eh? You must be harvesting some true reservoirs of power."
Yeah, I'm pretty awesome. Just looking through the book fast, trying to find something else.
That's quite unique. I think after I subdue you, we should have like a long conversation about power and how it can be used to better all of us. But I am going to have to subdue you. And I'm afraid it is going to be painful. And I think he's going to start like... Oh, go ahead, James.
Yes. You're muted. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I realized that. I was thinking as soon as I like either like right as he's like in the middle of his speech or like on the tail end of his speech and talking about like pain, James just goes straight into emergency mode and just starts dashing and grabs Moxie and books it towards the ship.
Okay, very good, because his spell is going to like make the snow kind of burst into fire and start sending up scalding smoke everywhere. So definitely good to get her out of the way there. Give me let's see, you're grabbing her, you're running. I mean, this could be flight, this could be grit, or maybe not. I can see this being grit. Maybe
And I did
brawn
say,
as well.
yeah, I did say that he is skilled at fire/emergency rescue. So
Oh yes, definitely add skill dat. Yeah.
okay. So I will roll a grit because I am
Okay.
way better at that. Okay. With the +3 and the +1 to be an adult, that's a 9.
Okay, I think a 9 you just do it. No benefits. You get Moxie, you get into the UFO. So Judith is hurrying up as well at the smoke cone as the smoke is coursing all around you. The snow is burning under your feet. Donovan, let's check in with you. I think you and Judith are kind of like running together. She's holding on to Gray Malkin, who I imagine is farting in fear.
It's shivering a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Methane
No,
towards
scared.
fire.
Yeah. How are you going to make it into the safety of the flying saucer?
I don't know. Without a mad dash, we neither of us have anything for cover. If Judith wasn't,
She does have 3 psychic energy tokens left.
right, and that's the only thing I can think of that would possibly buy us a moment or cover. So yeah, that's the only thing I can think of would be for me to grab Gray Malkin and ask her if she would rescind the offer of fire back at them.
Oh, okay, definitely. So she'll do that.
Maybe like a firewall of some kind or something like that.
Oh, yes. That will cost energy token, leaving her with 2. Is that okay?
Cool.
All right. So, yeah, like she's like, what do you think this firewall looks like?
I think she finds a point. She doesn't have to, but I think she tries to find whatever was like. Sorry, what's the name of the guy? Real cool.
Oh, it's Candle.
Kyle. Yeah, so I think she tries to find like the moment or the area that he thinks is his most powerful, and turns that on him, and that's the source of the wall. So it like backfires in his face in a way.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I think the scalding smoke is rushes backward, and the smoke just courses around him and forces him out of the sky and sends him crashing back into the snow. Just remember, his name is Candle, and he's from a thing called Igneos, and he uses like fire magic. So it all, you know, not it's very thematic, you might say. But yeah, thanks to that, I think you and Judith make it into the saucer. Solomon, you're also running up there. I think maybe you were a little bit ahead of Donovan. Probably a good run will do it, and we can say you get the saucer going if you want.
Okay. So I can fly us out of here?
Yeah.
If Charlie lets me. You okay with that, Charlie?
He's like, it's all hunky-dory with me, Jack.
One of these days I'm going to understand what he's saying. I really want to.
It's a
Feel like
David
I
Bowie
opened up.
record.
Oh, David Bowie? No wonder
Yeah.
I don't listen to David Bowie.
Eh.
All right. So if we're flying out of here with flight. I rolled a 14.
Ooh, that does it. Your UFO lifts off and zooms away across the sky.
Before we've zoomed away, can Moxie do a thing or no?
Oh, yes, please.
I mean, this thing has a weapon system on it. She wants to try to give Candle a parting blast.
Oh, for sure.
And if there's any sort of speaker that she can use to communicate outside, she's like, I hear you're into pain, you freak. She's going to try to blast him with a thing.
Nice. Go ahead and give me your brains roll.
Okay. Oh, no. I don't know what I'm doing. That's a 2.
Ooh. All right, well, give yourself an adversity token for sure.
Yeah, instead the thing just plays the cucaracha.
Yeah. I think like it blasts me, it goes the wrong way and kind of sends you into a bit of a do some barrel rolls, a little bit of a tailspin. But thanks to Solomon's good roll, you are able to zoom away with some minimum damage.
Sorry.
Feel. Don't think about it. Feel.
I don't know how to feel things, though. Nope, that was too deep. Go back to the phone.
Whoa, kind of
Gen Zers.
an intense moment there.
Unknowingly to Solomon, he is part of the same generation as Moxie.
I know, poor Solomon thinks he's a millennial and he isn't.
Mm. So Judith looks around you guys. She runs over to Moxie and hugs her, and does the same to James and Donovan. And then she stops over by Solomon and says, I think I tried to ask your dad for help, not you. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful, but where's Walter? Or your dad?
Well, he was down by the lab trying to organize a couple of things after the doc died, and while I was home, I was kind of angry. You know how kids are with their parents and everything. So I kind of took the call for him and thought this would be a good opportunity. I know, it was bad. It was bad. I shouldn't have taken the call.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been here at all.
I can't exactly say that's a wise choice.
No, it really wasn't. And now that they basically streamed my face everywhere, Dad's gonna know. Boy, that's gonna be a great conversation.
To be fair, if the kid wasn't here, we wouldn't be flying now.
Good point.
Yeah, and not everybody can make great decisions like I do, she says as she picks up Gray Malkin.
Oh, that's yours?
Yeah, it's my familiar. Are you my familiar? It goes, "Arf," and its eye falls out.
Oh, I was gonna say that's adorable, but that's just kind of gross.
She just pops it back in.
Oh, phew.
You see, that's what I wanted to show my dad. Magic can do all these great things, like making people fly or summoning an undead stupid dog.
Ray Malkin's my familiar. We're bonded forever, aren't we? Yes, we are.
So Moxie, I take it you got Der Teufel's book?
Yep. And I've been using it like crazy.
Ah, excellent. I mean, not excellent about using it like crazy. In fact, that's really bad. You should not use it.
I should
Except
use it more.
Except for you do have to use it.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
the
If
only
I
one that
have
can
to,
read
now
it.
I don't want to use it. What? Nope, that's reverse psychology. I want to use it even more now.
Oh, Moxie, we're gonna need you. She takes out her phone. She's like, I wasn't able to get to this. I got to show you guys this picture. And she switches. She like flicks through her pictures, and she says, "All right, James Donovan, you guys know how I'm like. I'm the ablation of Abraxas."
It's
I remember-
something.
I remember the field.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of accepted it, and I kind of thought it was a good thing because, like, as long as I'm in control of myself, Abraxas can't get through. But then, when I started looking into the candle case, you got the drop on me. He stole some of my DNA, and he decides to brew up his own ablation.
That's possible. But-
Yeah, I didn't think it was, but well, look what he made. And she shows you it's like, it's dark. The picture is grainy. It's got, the bad cell phone camera. But you can see Candle kind of in the foreground and right in front of him. The size of like a tank is an eyeball. And Judith's got green eyes, and yeah, this is a green eyeball.
So he made one of your eyeballs?
I think so. And for what he's doing, it might work even better than all of me. This thing is like an Abraxas magnet. Yeah.
Huh.
So is this book associated with Abraxas?
It's Abraxas adjacent, you might say.
Cool,
Uh,
cool. So I
it's got
don't have to do Abraxas stuff with it. I can do like my own thing.
Yeah. In fact, there's one thing in particular. That's why I wanted you guys to get it. And I think that's why Candle was so keen on getting it. It's the only way to stop this ablation that he made. Something called the Ritual of Banishment.
Oh
It
yeah.
requires. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, as she just starts flipping to the page.
Yeah, that's the one. But here's the thing. It requires eight participants. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I don't know why, but I know it needs 8. And that book can help us. Each of you is connected to the past. We'll complete this ritual. You're going to reach back, going to find 4 others who have faced Abraxas before, from any point in their lifetimes, any point in time. You're going to bring them to join us in the present. Use them for the ritual. And then we can stop Kyle Candle for good.
Yes, I'm having that conversation sooner than I thought.
Wait, is it 4 people for each of us or 4 people altogether?
4 altogether. So each of you is going to have to bring back 1. Then we'll
Oh
have the
yeah,
we can
I'm,
do it.
I'm bringing back the badass lady in the wheelchair.
That could be, you mean Desdemona Barrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. Unfortunately, because I'm the ablation, I don't count. So it's got to be 8 others, which means 4 of you, and each of you has got to bring back 1. All right. So what that means, and I'm speaking out of character, of course. I think this is where we're going to bring this episode to a close. But
Hmm.
speaking out of character, so what's going to happen for our next game is each of you, I want you to choose one of your previous characters. You can pick them when they were kids. You can pick them when they were adults. Any point in their lifetimes that they could be in a time that we like haven't seen before, and your prison character is going to summon them, heal them out of time, bring them into 2020, and use them to stop Candle and Abraxas one last time. And we're going to see all of that, the past and the present colliding, some strange generations meeting in our next episode, our final episode, and the epic season finale, the series finale of Strange Generations next Tuesday.
I feel like there's some sort of Ouija board thing gonna happen.
Well, I mean, they're actually, it's more, they're going to be like here, like in, so it's a little bit more impressive than a Ouija board.
I know,
perhaps.
but I was just saying that like what you wanted a Ouija board to do. That's what I feel. I feel like something's gonna happen here. I'm really excited about this for next week. I want to see what's in that mind of yours, sir, and in the minds of these players. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Gray Mouse, for catching up on past episodes. Mentioned that in the chat. Gray Mouse caught up, so full understanding of Fish Boy now. So that's good. So that
Fish Boy will return.
So at least the understanding of it. The last thing that Gray Mouse did. So I don't know if I should be relieved or disappointed that Solomon didn't do an Elvish impersonation when passing himself off as A. So it was very, I love you being in the chat, Gray Mouse. You make it just enjoyable for me to see people talking about it. And Elvis, not Elvish. She meant Elvis.
Elvis.
I can do an Elvish Elvis.
An Elvish Elvis. Hold that for next week for the finale. Okay. See if you could practice over the next week. But thank you so much, everyone. This is very fun for me. I sit here and watch the whole thing and drink my cervezas and enjoy while I'm producing. So thanks again, Michael. Thanks, players. We will be back next week, next Tuesday for, the last episode of Strange Generations. This is going to be pinnacle. So I will be here watching the whole thing and anticipating over the next week. But until next week, make sure over this next week, everybody pulls up a chair and makes
time to table.
Tap.
That's very good. All right, everyone, we will see you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.